Hi everyone, so today I have some new items LDRS Creative has brought to their site, part of their new Spring 2024 collection. I did a whole unboxing of the items that I will be trying out for you guys. I'll link that video in the description box so you can see a little more about them. Today I'm going to jump right into it. And these items were sent free of charge from my review, and of course all opinions are my own, and any links I have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items through those links. And so today I'm going to do something I have not tried yet. These impression plates that LDRS Creative has come up with are designed to go into the Better Press system that Spellbinders put out, right? So the Spellbinders Better Press, it's like a letter pressing system. I have never used those plates in a glimmer machine or a hot foil machine because it was kind of, it's recommended or you can do it. I don't know how long they'll be good for if you keep using them in that machine, right? Like the coating or whatever it might be on there. So I just haven't done it, but the LDRS Creative ones say they are press and foil plates. So if they're saying go for it, I'm going to go for it. So this will be the first time I try this kind of plate in my glimmer machine. So we will do that today. But I have a few different things. I want to go ahead and make like just a big background. Let's go for it, right? So we're going to try the tulip mix background. And then I have the wildflower frame, so I'm going to make a couple different backgrounds. I didn't grab this for the sentiments, why not? So I have the Arches Hello. You have the words that you can just put onto a card, you know, your topper or however, but I do have the dies for them, so I figure that'll be good. We can just use them today and pop them on top of here and have a relatively quick card, right? With the Better Press system, sometimes I use watercolor paper. I use the Better Press like cotton papers. Those are thicker, they're a little porous, right? Like watercolor paper obviously has like a texture to it. A lot of times I use just a heavyweight cardstock, and that's what I'm going to do today, because when you foil you want something that's very what's the word, smooth, right? You want the smoothest cardstock. It foils on pearl cardstock really nicely too, pearlescent cardstock. So anyway, I'm going to turn this on. I always have it plugged in because I do use it pretty often. I'm going to wait for that to warm up. And I did already cut down some paper, so we're ready to go on that. So again, this is just heavyweight cardstock. I want to say it's from Hobby Lobby. It's just ultra heavyweight cardstock. That's what I like to use when I glimmer, basically for everything, but for construction, all those things, I like this, but again, I just pretty much use it all the time. So we're going to do a few of these guys. One thing I did not grab was foil, so I will grab those in just a second. Let's start with this one, the wildflower frame. Sorry, I know this is stuck down, so I'm going to pop this off of here. So these are just 4 1/4 by 5.5 pieces of paper, 5.5 inch pieces of paper that I've cut because I figure that's about what we want to use. That's what my go-to size for the most part. And then if I want to trim it down, I will, or I can leave it the whole matte layer like this, because this pretty much goes all the way to the edges. You can also die cut, you know, afterwards, whatever it is you like to do, or before, however you like to do that. Let me grab some foil. This is warming up anyway, and I'll be right back. Okay. So since I'm using the glimmer, I'm going to use their kind of foil, or their brand, should I say. And basically what I like to do is go ahead and just cut a piece that is just about the size of what you're trying to foil. Like, unfortunately, these guys are probably like 5 1/4 inches for some reason. Not quite 5 1/2. That would be nice if they were 5 1/2, because then you could just cut them very easily. But we are going to just grab a piece of this guy, and then I'll trim it down. The side with the color, what you're seeing, is the side that actually has the carrier. So you don't want to scratch this side. If you scratch the silver, that means you're going to scratch away some of the color. So I'm always careful with that. Even a scrap like this that I cut off the top here, I will save and keep for if I have like a sentiment, like a little thin strip one, which happens very often. So I will put that back in the roll, like inside the roll. And with this guy, I do have the little tool that helps you cut this, but I know not everybody does, so I'm just doing this kind of on my own here. I'm kind of feeling that out. Okay. And I'll do the same thing for the other plate. Now, Spellbinders has shown this thing they call the hinge method, where you put your plate down so you know where you want to be. You put some tape, some washi, and you hinge it that way. I don't know if that's going to help me too much right now because of the way I'm doing this, and it's so big, and the piece of paper I cut was pretty much right on point, but let's pretend. So I'm just going to play like if I had done this. What you can do is just hinge it. I'm hinging it to my surface, but if your paper was larger, you would do that. And then just don't move your paper and don't move this. You're going to hinge it up, and then you can slide this underneath so you can see exactly where you're going to be foiling. Otherwise, if you put your foil in the stuff and then you move it, you may not be where you want to be. So here, I know everything's good. I had hinged it the way I wanted. Seeing where it is right now, what I'll probably do is add just a couple more pieces because this is a big guy. So I can see I can touch the card base right there and maybe over here. And that's as much hinging as I'm going to do. And when this is ready, I'll bring it over. In the meantime, I'm going to set this other one up. So this color happens to be Tangerine. Like I said, I'll just put this away. Those little pieces I cut off, I'll just kind of pop them in here. I also have another little box that I keep off cuts in. But for now, I'll just pop it back in there, and I'll have it for later. For the tulip mix background, I'm going to cut a piece that, again, is basically 5.5 by 4 1/4 of this guy. See, I have the pieces from last time, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, this is ready. And I haven't picked this up from here, and I'm going to do it carefully, because, again, I didn't really hinge it, because I don't have a lot of extra paper. And just bring it over. Put it with the foil plate touching the surface. Always remember to do that. I say that and I forget myself, so just make sure the plate is touching your surface. And I like to put my plates on it right now. Some people like to do it later. Whatever it is you like, press timer, and when the timer turns off, at least for this system, you know you're ready to run it through your machine. I use the Platinum 6, although you can run this through other machines. So when that's ready, I will do that. Okay, and I didn't do anything special, so we'll see. I didn't shim it any extra. I just used the plates the way they are, what you saw. I'm not doing anything funky. So let's just run through and see where we're at. And then if it's not super in there, it might be that I need another shim layer, or maybe these work just fine just the way it is. So again, I'm just running it through my machine. Sorry, I'm out of frame. I'm doing it slowly because I don't want to shake the camera. I'll bring this guy over. Open that up. Open this up. And I can see the design in there pretty well. Now, if you're afraid and you think, you can always take a peek. Like if you have a little tape and you had an extra piece of paper like it was, you know, a little bit bigger, you can definitely look at it and then just flap it back down carefully and then do it again, right? Let me move this off of here, actually. But let's see what we got. Okay, I think I am going to have to press it through with an extra shim. As you can see, it didn't quite make it there, but it did make it in some of these other areas, right? So I have the other one, and right there it looks good too. I have the other plate ready to go, so I think I'll do it with this one. So plate, foil, facing the paper that you're wanting, the side of your paper you want to get going. I'm going to place that there. I am going to put in another shim of paper, and this is just a piece of paper I have here. I'm just going to cut it like this and put that on there just to give it an extra little thickness. And let's do timer. In the meantime, I'm going to cut another piece of the orange paper to get this one going again because I really want to do that. The other gold color I'm using is called polished brass, so I guess it's a brass color. But I'll be right back. Again, I'll trim this down to cover that, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, it says it is ready, so let's see. Again, carefully kind of popping this up because I already put my plates on top of this. So again, there's just an extra piece of paper in there as a shim, and let's see what we got. I made it a little bit deeper. I can see that. I can see the texture back here, so that's a good sign as far as it pushing it in there. Let me move this. It's a big, heavy, hot plate. Alright, looks like we just needed a little extra pressure, and that's all you do. You just kind of try it out and see what happens. So, again, generally in my mind, and I believe even with the Spellbinders plates, they're a little thinner than your glimmer plates, so you might have to, if you're trying even the other types of plates in your glimmer, if you're trying better fresh plates, you might want to add an extra shim paper. But I mean, look at that, gorgeous. If you have a little overfoiling, and what I mean by overfoiling is like if you look in here, it looks a little crispy, like there's something, it's not quite crisp, you know what I'm saying? So all you do is just take an eraser. It doesn't, like literally a pencil eraser, it doesn't matter, just go over this top very shallow, right, because it's pushed in, and it'll clean that up and it's more crisp, okay? So you have any overfoiling, a little extra, just go over the top carefully, and like that was a little bit there, and it just rubs away. Okay? Alright, well let me get the Tangerine one set up again, and I'll run that one through again, and I'll be right back. Okay, while that second take is warming up, I did want to show you that you still have this beautiful gold piece that everything came off but the negative of the design. You can definitely run this through with a couple of shims of paper. If you have some of the Spellbinders like solid hot foil plates, you can do that. But basically anything that, you know, stayed behind from this, you're just gonna have the negative, and it looks really pretty also. So just something to think about. I'm gonna put that to the side, let this guy go, and I'll show you what that looks like. I am gonna trim this down also, so I'm just gonna take a little bit off of the edges, just so it's 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Okay, let's see what we have. This guy, again, right in there. Oh, pretty. Now, I did say I missed a little bit here, and I will say, and you know, just in my experience, last time I used this orange, this tangerine color, it didn't work really well for me. I don't know if you guys recall, it was a while back, and I used a little Volkswagen Bug like dye, so it could be the foil. It's drier, and I don't know if you do any foiling, you might understand what I mean by drier. Like it feels crunchy. I don't know how to explain it. The texture of it feels different, so I feel like that color is just not easy to work with, is all I'm trying to say. So again, we have this beautiful thing. I'm still going to use it. I'll cut that down, and then we're going to do our sentiment. So let me grab some colors. I might still use the polished brass, but I'll be right back. Okay, so let's play with this color. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to try out the Sky Bright. It's like a blue color. Why not? Something different, springy, fun. We'll try that out, and I'll probably do both sentiments with the same color. Whenever I do that, I do like to give them their space. You know, I usually just glimmer one thing at a time, but today I'll show you what I mean by giving them their space. So we'll take both of these sentiments, and then this one has that cute arch also, so you can have, you know, a little note to brighten your day, and then a happy hello, or just whatever portion you want to use of these things. So I'm going to have these guys. We'll use the dies in just a minute. I'm going to cut some of this down the size of the sentiments here, and I'll be right back. So again, just kind of eyeballing about how much I need for each one. Again, just kind of eyeballing. When you're making your sandwich the way I did, you want your paper, the face up, the side of the paper you want to use, your foil, the pretty side looking at you, and then your plate face down. If you're building it up here, you're going to put your plate face up, and then so if you're going to build it on the glimmer or on your machine, you want the plate facing up, you want your foil with the silver side facing you, because the pretty side's going to be here, and when you place your paper on it, it's going to push it into it. So silver side facing you, right, the wrong side of this, and then your paper facing down, the side that you want foiled facing down. So you're just basically building it backwards. I don't know, I always just build it here. Oopsie. Hardly ever build it there. So what I will do, again, super smooth paper, is maybe put one down here and put one in a different area so that they have their own area of warming up, and when you run it through, this one being there isn't bothering this guy, you know. And I'm still going to use another extra shim because, again, it's still impression plates and timer, and when they're ready to go, I'll run them through. Okay, says we're ready. I'm just going to run this through and see what we got. You guys know me, I'll show you everything. I feel like that tangerine, I don't know, shouldn't have chosen it. I have such bad luck with that particular foil. But anyhow, let's see. It looks pretty good. You can kind of see the way it kind of pushes in, and you have a good idea of that making contact. Looking good. And again, if you have a little overfoiling, just take your eraser. Oh, let me get this off here. I will say I do like to do that when it's still kind of warm. It seems easiest to get rid of it. You know, I'm not going to worry about that top corner because we're going to use the die to cut this out anyway. So there's a happy hello. Again, that little bit's going to get cut away. And then this guy. Now I did leave it a little bit longer than the timer because I was cutting some paper down over here. But there you go. And it looks really great. Okay, I'll be right back. As I was putting everything away, I do have my card bases here. Where's my gold ones? Over here. So pretty. I mean, you can take some watercolor, get some color going in there, just leave it as beautiful as it is, and there you go. Tangerine, bane of my existence apparently. Let's see here, and I'll take these guys. So, an extra shim, the cardstock I used was like maybe just regular cardstock, but I would say probably heavyweight cardstock shim, or if you have these Spellbinders, since you already have this machine, you might have their plastic shim, these guys. I would just use one of those. Possibly, it is plastic, that is heat. I don't know if it'll really make a problem having that together, but you can definitely try it out. But the cardstock, I think, was probably a little bit thicker and probably what you're looking for. Okay, so then I have the dies here, and I want to see how easily we can see through that. And, you know, Angie over there, LDRS Creative, made it very easy to see through. You can see the edges, the lines, and whenever I have something like that, I just kind of eyeball. I can see the little H curly Q there, where it might look best or fit best, and I think that looks pretty good. And then when you go to tape your die, make sure the tape is on the outer portion of the die out here and not really grabbing your foil, because you don't want to pull your foil away after doing your foiling. So I will do that. I'll match up the second one also, and I'll run them both through. Okay guys, let's check these out. Look at that. Again, just looking through the die and seeing where the wording, you know, might be. So it popped right out. Sending hugs. Gorgeous. Okay, so I have some card bases. So this one I'm just going to simply adhere right down. This guy too, I'm going to glue them both down just with some glue, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, just simply glued those down, and I think to finish off this one, just simply, let's see. Okay, so I went through and I grabbed some ephemera that I have. I think this is called Watercolor Garden. I took it out of the packaging, so I think that's what we have. And I thought, you know what, to bring in the blue, because we did blue here, and pull in some of the orangey yellow, you know what I'm saying, kind of mix it up. I think that'd be really fun. And then something like maybe this happy hello over here, or maybe just here, or maybe this guy here, you know. Let's do happy hello over here. I'm going to put some dimensionals behind this. I'm going to put some dimensionals behind this one, and dimensionals behind this one, okay? And I'll be right back. So for this one, I already put the dimensionals and remove the backings, and I think, oopsie, I'm just going to place this one maybe down here, and I'm just looking at how straight that might look there. Sending hugs. So we have that beautiful background, super foily, sending hugs. And then with this guy, I have this, and it's ready to go with its dimensionals. Just trying to see where I should place that. And maybe there. Okay, this one I haven't placed dimensionals yet because I think I need to put low profile and then higher profile, so that it pops up from here, or you can just glue it down and then have the, you know, dimensional here. So, you know, whatever it is that you like. Maybe I should just glue it down because it's a little bit finer here, so that's fine. I'm just going to put a few dimensionals on this side that are the same height, and I'll be right back, just on this edge. Okay, and I'll put glue on this so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So I put dimensionals on whatever's going to hang off the edge here, and what I assume is going to touch, I'll just put a little glue here and there. I'll pop it in here with our happy hello. Looks good. Looks straight. Okay, I'm going to hold that down for a bit, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I had a lot of fun trying these out. You know, we figured out maybe for your machine you might need 2 shims of cardstock. Just try it out, maybe with something smaller if you want, you know, to preserve your foil. But that way you find out the timing. I think the heat and all that is perfect. It's just needed 1 more shim. So we got that going. I will have some links in the description box. I'll have images coming up. And yeah, I mean, really great. I think it all worked out, and so I'll try them more often in my glimmer machine. Again, just another way of getting more out of your impression plates. Oh, I will say, these pieces, you know, you have this large area in the center. I just cut this away, and I'll still use this area for foiling, you know, sentiments or a die that's about that size, or however, or a plate, should I say. So I'm always just saving these things. I just keep them. I have a little box right here. Actually, I'll show it to you. And it's a Christmas box, but that's alright, and I just pop them in there along with sentiments that I might have already done, and I just have tons of them, and you can use the scraps, you can use them in all sorts of ways. So thanks for watching, guys. Thank you so much, LDRS Creative, for sending these items for review, for encouraging me here, you know, with the labeling saying press and foil. I'm like, alright, I'm going to press and foil them. So we did that, and had a lot of fun. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll see y'all at the next one. Bye now.